Well, this has been a very powerful program. You know, we just come through Hurricane Irma. We're all somewhat traumatized. We imagine what could have happened to our country. When we see Barbuda and the Virgin Islands, or even in Florida and Houston, we just can't wrap our head around it. But we're so grateful to Almighty God for delivering us. And we say that honestly because I spent time with the evacuees at the New Providence Community Center who came in from Nagua, and to see the relief on their faces just to be safe, the little children. And Flavia's been talking this past hour about traumatization. And that's what we're trying to do, is to try to find a shelter where they can feel safe away from the traumatization of the hurricane. But Flavia's going further. She's saying all of us face some trauma in our lives. And maybe you face some trauma, a divorce, the death of someone, an accident, maybe a robbery that you went through, maybe something else no one else knows. She's saying be careful, because if you don't deal with that, you can be really cheating yourself of your full life.
Your full potential. Your full potential.
That is so sad. So people will live and die less than they could be because of the trauma they had. Stop them from opening to their full potential.
You know what I think is sad in terms of what we're doing at all as a society? We are just medicating the symptoms.
Explain.
I think we have ideas about how to do anger management, for example, or how to do, give medication for pain, or give medication for other things, or create control mechanisms. But we have to go a little deeper from that. We have to understand what is trauma, and first, how to prevent it. As I said, you cannot prevent all, but you can prevent a lot. The second thing is, when you have a trauma, what do you do immediately after that? That makes a difference. And also, we as a society, we have to get creative in terms of how to deal with trauma. People are trying different things. The family program is one great example of how to deal with trauma. In the end, if you want to see what we do in that way, you can see it that way. It's just a perspective. You can see differently, but
your prison family group,
for example.
You start the female prison family group this week, I think.
Yes.
Right. You're looking forward to that?
Yes, very much.
Because that's another way you're dealing with the trauma.
I was thinking maybe I'm one of the very few people who feel happy to go there.
Yeah.
I look forward going
But
there.
you've learned a lot about trauma.
It's, yes, a lot. Working in the family and hearing the stories, that's what made me think, I have to understand trauma, and we have to get better at this. It's not about just talking about trauma. I want to also to give the message, talking about it in certain ways can be re-traumatizing. Just making people remember it again and again and again by itself will not solve it.
Okay, how should we talk about it?
An example, when you do it in the family, right? We do it in a circle, and we prepare to receive without judgment, and we are there to be strong and be one, and we feel it with them.
And your stillness exercise.
This is another thing. Yeah, there is a lot of things that can be done. That what makes me excited to talk about trauma, although it can be very scary if we see what we're dealing with.
You started the stillness exercise with the blue light. Tell our audience why is that important?
As we know that it becomes toxic for the body and the mind to live in perpetual fear, the mindless exercise is just a way for you to know how to control your body and convince your body that you are okay right now. This is in the past. You just focus in the present. And breathing is one of the best ways to do that, because you cannot breathe in the past and you cannot breathe in the future. You can only breathe now. But the mindfulness is just one example that works well with trauma. You know what are things that work well? The family talking together, crying together. You know what? Singing together, choral. Everything that has to do with rhythm helps with trauma.
So, Flab, what you're saying is we look at our society's development. A lot of society's development was really with the humor, the songs, the school, the togetherness, the sport. These were anti-traumatic things.
Yes, we already have it. It's just we forgot about it, and we forgot how to offer it to people in an effective way. But like when we were hunter-gatherers for a long time, what did people do? And in the evenings, they sit around the fire and they tell stories, how the hunting went, and then they sing together and they dance together. We know nowadays that when you're traumatized, it gets an imbalance in your rhythm. The way you relate to your body gets skewed and out of whack. And that's why people love to sing together, go to a choral and sing together, praying when you go to church and you have this collective experience. This is healing for trauma. You feel safe and you're able to convince your body that I'm okay now. I am okay.
And Flavia, you've really brought this perspective to our family groups, and you've helped a lot of people. We're going to end tonight because we're just out of a very major hurricane, and some people watching tonight may be having the beginning of being traumatized. Can you do a little short stillness exercise as we end?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you that you're seeing this program to just sit comfortably, not comfortable enough that you fall asleep, but just not feeling any pain, feeling comfortable. The next thing I'm gonna ask you is just to close your eyes if you feel safe enough, and just for a little moment, just pay attention to the air surrounding your body. Just notice there's no empty space and you're surrounded by air, and just observe the way you breathe. Just see how the air comes in and out. And every time you breathe in, you bring new life to your body. And every time you breathe out, you just get rid of everything you don't need anymore. So each act of breathing in and breathing out is a healing action you're doing to yourself. Bringing in new life, getting rid of you don't need anymore. So you bring life and you get rid of you don't need anymore. Notice how you breathe. Notice if you breathe just very, shallow, just your chest is moving, or notice if your abdomen is also moving. That means you're breathing a little deeper. Don't get distracted and just observe your breathing. Now I'm gonna teach you how to do an exercise to even calm your heart even more. You're gonna breathe through your nose to 3. You're gonna hold your breath to 3, and you're going to breathe out through your mouth very, very slowly until you feel your lungs are empty. It's very important that you do that. You understand, you breathe out very, very slowly. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Hold your breath, 1, 2, 3. And then breathe out very, very slowly through your mouth until your lungs are empty. If you can do it with your eyes closed, for at least a minute, you can start having the benefits of this breathing exercise. And after you do this breathing a little moment, I want you to wish yourself well and just imagine you're enveloped by a beautiful light. That's just a reminder of healing in your life, and just enjoy it. And before you end, just make sure to have a grateful thought. Be grateful about something in your life, and just allow yourself to feel like that for some moments. This is a very simple way of doing it at home and anywhere you are. You can do it anywhere.
Flavia, thank you, and good night.